Manchester United have supposedly put their entire squad on the transfer list. And we were at Arsenal at the weekend, and so we asked their fans if you could take any of those players, who would you take?
I'll take Marcus Rashford. It's become a bit toxic, that situation at Manchester United. Quality player, decent competition for Martinelli, could play up front as well. Take him in a heartbeat.
Anyone else?
Kobe Mainoo. We need a number 8. He's quality. You know what? Rasmus Højlund. There's a defo decent player in there. Take him as well.
I can't lie. I'd probably take Rashford, or young Kobe. I just feel like we could develop them, especially Kobe's young. We could do with that in the midfield maybe. Rashford as well. I feel we need some love around him, man. I feel like his time at United is done. I know there's competition for he plays on the left, but if he could play on the right, learn to play on the right, or maybe up front, little false 9 role, I'd definitely take him, yeah.
What about Højlund? You guys are in for a striker. Jesus hasn't cut it. Højlund's been okay.
He's been okay, but do you know what? I feel like he deserves another chance, another full season at United to see what he can do. I just have an agenda against United, innit? So I don't want to take too many players. But yeah, I think Højlund, he's okay. We'll see how he does next season.
To be honest, no one. No one, probably. I don't really like most of the players, to be honest.
No, probably not, no. Maybe Kobe Mainoo, but it's a bit unrealistic, isn't it? But no, I wouldn't take Rashford or Højlund, no.
I've seen the rumours about Rashford. Yeah, I don't think he wants to play for the club. And just in general, his work rate, his ethic, it's not good enough for an Arsenal fan. I just saw him live on Instagram with the rapper. He's not for this club. I forgot about Kobe Mainoo, to be honest. He is someone I would want. He's very good. I think he should start for the Euros with England, to be honest, next to Rice and Bellingham.
I liked Martinez last season. I think he would be pretty good, but he's not really needed.
What about Mainoo, Højlund, Onana potentially?
I like Mainoo. Onana's a bit inconsistent. He's good, but I don't think he's at the level we need at the moment.
And would you want Rashford?
No, I don't like Rashford at all. No.
Very harsh on Rashford.
Harsh words from the Arsenal fans. I'll say this. I don't think they're massively wrong. Because I look at that Manchester United team and I looked at the Crystal Palace team, player for player last night, and I thought, how many of those would I genuinely take over their Manchester United counterpart?
In terms of the players on the pitch that any team would take, the top 2 are actually Elise and Eze.
Yeah.
Really.
But then I like Anderson at centre-back over the nightmare that was happening for Manchester United. I look at Tarek Mitchell at left back. I look at Wharton in the is it Wharton?
Yeah,
Wharton in the midfield. I mean, obviously young first proper season.
I feel like for United, it's a thing where if a lot of the players like Rashford, you've seen how good he is. If he goes to clubs where the guy said if he's loved, I generally think he'll kick on. He's still 26.
Yeah, he's young enough to make it happen somewhere else.
Yeah, and I feel like if he goes to an Arsenal with a better culture, I think he'll do so well. Because I feel like that United culture is just so toxic.
I completely agree. I'd like to see Rashford try somewhere else. I don't know if it will happen.
I would imagine for Rashford, what's really difficult is he's so ingrained in it. It's like when you look at a piece of work, you need to step back from it sometimes. And actually, Rashford needs to probably look at his own career and be like, I've actually done okay, even though the scrutiny makes me feel like he hasn't. He's been more outspoken on Twitter and on social this season about criticism he's got, which means it's obviously getting through to him and getting to him in some way, shape or form, which is a shame because overall, he actually is just quite a good bloke and really good at football. So
he's definitely a good bloke. All that stuff, people questioning his character is just complete fucking nonsense.
Agreed.
It's a non-starter. Again, players don't play badly on purpose. Also, if players don't just charge around the pitch like headless chickens, that's not professional football, and that is considered effort a lot of the time. Yeah. If you're charging out of shape. But if you run out of shape, a professional football team plays through you. You can't just go chasing
working
the
smart
ball.
and not harder.
Smart. Yeah. Arsenal do it the best at the moment. When they're out of possession, they drop into a 4-4-2, basically 4-4-1-1. Odegaard and Havertz, they go one across the front two, and no one can play through them because there's no gaps. The gaps are so tight. If Rashford goes chasing the ball, which that's the suggestion, is that he should just go chasing the ball. Then it creates a big hole in the middle of the pitch for their central midfielder to just play as much as football as they want. But I would like to see him at Arsenal. I think that would be an interesting...
Arsenal are the most enticing club because of the Havertz as a case study.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit of a problem at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Taken out and has actually basically been alongside Rice, sort of the signing of the season. It's sort of taking them out of environments and like taking young players, still coachable, still moldable,
100.
like getting them out of toxic environments and then being like, oh wow, like he would enjoy it, and then I think Arteta would enjoy the project as well. So I think Arsenal fans were the right set of fans to ask this question, because it was like, actually, in England, they're the most likely. I can see him going abroad. Like,
oh god, yeah. There's been so much talk of PSG,
great.
hasn't there?
PSG. But yeah, I sort of want the best for Rashford, because I think the best of Rashford is good for England as well. Like,
I agree.
On his day, he's unbelievable.
I'd like to see him have a go in with Harry Kane at Bayern Munich. I think that could be a nice environment.